This is Code Sailor taking over the watch. Welcome back. What comes to your mind when you hear the word sailor? Maybe you imagine lots of money, a luxury life, lavish lifestyle, expensive gadgets, the latest fashion, traveling to exotic places, shopping in designer stores, seeing the world. Some even think it's all rum, parties, and endless adventure. But here's the truth most people never see. Over 80% of the world trade is carried by the sea. Behind your coffee, your clothes, your car, there's probably a sailor. They navigate storms, work in isolation, far from their families, across oceans, cultures, time zones, and sometimes even through piracy areas, just to keep the world moving. And while life on land has 911, fire trucks, and hospitals nearby, life at sea is different. In the middle of the ocean, if there is a fire on board a ship, the crew can't just evacuate. Well, evacuate and go where? So they fight it themselves. They are the first responders. Can you imagine waking up to an alarm at 2 a.m. and having to don a firefighter's outfit and trying to fight a fire with a fire hose while you are surrounded by thick smoke? Evacuation in a survival craft is the last resort. Well, which just shows how dangerous their environment is. What about medical emergencies, you may ask? Guess what? There is no doctor on board, and the supplies of medicines and medical equipment is also very limited on board. Of course, doctors are consulted remotely, but the doctor is not there. It's the crew who has to do what the doctor wants in order to save that life. The crew has to give the first aid and the medical care until the person can be evacuated and sent to a hospital. Can you imagine yourself having to deal with an amputation on board? And this is just the tip of the iceberg. So many things can go wrong, and in so many ways. And if you're really unlucky, several of them can happen all at once. No matter what, the crew has to deal with it themselves until help arrives. As I said, they are the first responders, and they always have to be ready. And emergencies don't check the clock, whether it's 2 a.m. or the end of a long shift. If the alarm goes off, every single sailor responds. Because out here, you're not just on duty, you're always on call. On land, you must have heard things like the office is closed or the office hours are 9 to 5, etc. But on ships, there's no such thing. Ships are always working, and same goes for the crew. No weekends, no breaks when things go wrong, just grit, discipline, and the unshakable will to carry on. So, the next time you order something online, drive to work, or sip your morning coffee, take a moment to remember it probably came to you by the sea, and a sailor made that possible. Sailors aren't just seafarers, they are firefighters, medics, engineers, navigators. They are human beings with families and dreams. While they spend months away from their loved ones, working tirelessly to keep the world afloat, the least we can do is give them the respect they truly deserve. Respect the sea and respect the sailor. This is Coach Sailor, stepping down the watch. Thanks for watching and see you in the next one.